All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, waiting patiently for Yahweh Shai to come back. You know, pushing his word faithfully on the four corners of the earth. You know, uploading videos, throughout the week. You know, feeding the Lord's sheep. And double honors to our apostles, you know, starting with, double honors to our elders and our apostles, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Okay? And the Lord, you know, has me out here once again, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, you know, through his spirit and power, you know, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai has me out here once again, to let our people know, which are the Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, to let y'all know that y'all are Israelites and that the kingdom of heaven is only for you. And that if you don't repent from your wickedness, if you don't repent from your sins, then you're going to be destroyed. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 5. It says, chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind. Okay? What does it mean to rise up against the Lord? Because what did Yahweh Shai say? Okay? Yahweh Shai said in the book of Matthew, or I believe it was in the book of Matthew, where Yahweh Shai said that it is not ye that they speak against, but my Father which is in heaven. Okay, that's what Yahweh Shai said. So anybody who come up against the word of Yahweh, which the word of Yahweh is Yahweh Shai, anybody who come up against his word, or anybody who comes up against a brother at a camp has really rose up against Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So what's the punishment going to be for rising up against the Lord? Verse 2, and I will send unto, it says, it says that against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, okay, that come up against his word, simple, plain people who want to, just come up to the camp and just want to have arguments, just to make a vain point. Okay? It says a destroying wind. The destroying wind is talking about the explosion of nukes. Okay? America is going to be destroyed in the coming nuclear war. Okay? And if you're not an Israelite, you're going to be a slave in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, there's going to be fetters of chains around the necks of you so-called white people, and there's going to be chains on your ankles too. Okay. So it don't matter who you are amongst you so-called white people. You could be an old man, an old lady. Okay, you could be a little child, a baby. You could be a young man, a man. You still going to be a slave in the kingdom of heaven if you're an Edomite or a heathen, for that fact of a matter. Okay. And that's going to happen right after America's nuclear destruction. Okay? And as for those who came up against this word, such as the 2/3 of our people, or even you heathens, because there were Arabs who came up against this word. Okay? There were so-called Africans that came up against this word. Well, the heathens, they're going to be destroyed regardless. But if you're an Israelite and you call yourself trying to come up against this word, you're going to be eradicated. The Most High is going to eradicate you. He's going to destroy you. Okay? A destroying wind. And I will send it to Babylon fanners. What happens when you take a fan to a flame? It makes the fire more intense. Okay? The people say if you blow upon fire hard enough, it goes away. Yeah, that might be possible if you light a candle, or you might light up some incense. Okay? But try lighting a thick piece of wood on fire and try blowing it out. You know? And a matter of fact, look at that fire down there in Arizona, okay? You know how hard the wind is blowing down there? Is the fire going out? No. The fire is getting worse, and not only is it getting worse, it's spreading. It's causing fire to spread to other parts. Okay? That's how fire spreads quickly, through the wind. So the Most High is going to hasten the destruction of this wicked country. Okay? And I will send it to Babylon fanners that shall fan her and empty her land. Yeah. Because, well, let me just get the quick precept to that. Because it tells you that in the book of Isaiah, how America is going to be, well, let me just get it. Isaiah chapter 13, verse... I'll just start at 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, America is Babylon. Okay? Not the Vatican City, not any other country around the world. America is Babylon the Great. Okay? And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, why? Because who do these kingdoms follow after? They follow after the customs of America. Okay? Like China and Japan, for an example. Okay? During the early 1800s, you didn't hear about a McDonald's in Japan. Okay? You didn't hear about Chinese people in China wearing suits. You didn't hear about their women wearing pants. Okay? Their women used to be dressed in traditional dresses. Okay? Their men used to be dressed in traditional clothing, such as gowns, like manly gowns. But now look, they dressed in suits. They got skyscrapers. Where did China get the idea of skyscrapers from? They got it from America. Was not the first skyscraper built here in America in the state of Chicago? Okay? So these countries, they look up to America. That's why America is known as the glory of kingdoms. Okay? Heathens come over here to America. They set up shops. They set up businesses. And guess what? They prosper. They make a lot of money, and then they go right back to their own country. And then they tell their kinsfolk about it, and then guess what? Their kinsfolk later on down the line, they catch a plane over here to America, and they set up shops and businesses. So America is the glory of kingdoms. And that's also how we're able to identify who Babylon is in the scriptures. Because the Chinese, Japanese people, they're not following after the Arabs, okay? The Arabs, they're not following after the Africans. Okay, the Hawaiians, they're not following after the manner of East Indians. No, every country looks up to America. Okay, America is the go-to country for heathens who want an easier life, a so-called easier life. So it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees. What was the ancient Chaldees known for? They were known for their witchcraft. Today, the ones who will be responsible for witchcraft, putting spells on people, today, they will be known as the Illuminati. Okay? The Illuminati are the ones responsible for putting spells on people. They have something called symbolism, where they'll have like the all-seeing eye in different fashions. They might have them in like a twilight circle, like how they show you in the Twilight Zone, the little twilight circle with the eye. Okay, they put their symbolisms in their cartoons, in their animes, in their movies, and their music videos. Okay, look at that gas station down the street. Isn't it not an Illuminati pyramid? Okay, so the Chaldeans are known for their witchcraft, and not just their symbolisms, but their TV. They have people hypnotized by TV. Why is it that every time when somebody go home, they want to sit down and watch TV? Because obviously they have done something with your TV that draws your mind to it. Okay, and that's witchcraft. So it says the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, how did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? He overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah by raining fire and brimstone. Today, fire and brimstone will be known as meteorites. So the Most High rained meteorites on Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Guess what? And you know something else? When meteorites strike, they strike from the sky. They rain down from the sky and they strike the designated targets. Well, guess what? The nuclear missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, are going to do the exact same thing. They're going to rain from the sky, and then they're going to explode into that destroying wind that are read about in Jeremiah the 51st chapter, and they're going to wipe out everything and their surroundings. So I'm going to continue reading. Verse 20, it shall never be inhabited. Let's find out why. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. Why is there going to be desert beasts living here all around America? Because this place is going to be a desert. And now you know what it means by when the Lord said that he will empty her land. Okay? He will empty her land, meaning he will leave this place as a complete desert. After the post-apocalyptic nuclear destruction of America, this whole country is going to be one big desert. So back in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 2, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself in the brigandine. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Okay? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And the word host is another. It goes back to the. I believe it goes back to the Hebrew taza. I can't. No, I don't want to give the wrong Hebrew word, but I know it's taza something. It could be tazadak or tazabah. I could be wrong. Don't take my word for it. But I know it means army. Okay, the Hebrew word for it means army. So destroy utterly all her army. So even all of America's army is going to be destroyed. Okay? They're going to call themselves trying to fight against Yahushua, and they're going to get eradicated. The angels is going to eradicate Esau's army. Yahushua is going to eradicate Esau's army. Excuse me. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, okay, and hearken, ye people, okay? So it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, right? So in other words, this is a calling to you heathens to hear your judgment. So this is going into the future judgment of you heathens, okay? And for those who don't know what a heathen is basically someone who is not an Israelite. So if you're not a so-called black, Latino, or a Native Indian, or if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to a so-called black, Latino, or Native Indian, then you are a heathen. Okay? So this is going into the judgments of you heathens. So come near ye nations to hear, and guess what? This can also apply to the 2/3 of our people, because they're in a heathenistic state of mind. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. Okay? For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. Okay? That slaughter is going to be this coming World War III. Because World War III is going to be the greatest war that has ever happened on this entire planet. Because in this time around, this war is going to have so many soldiers of different nations over there in the Middle East. Okay? So the Middle East is going to be one big bloodbath. Okay? It's going to be one big place of death. People's going to be dying left and right. Okay? There's going to be people dying by bullets, people dying by grenades. There's going to be people dying from heart attacks because they're cowards. There's going to be people dying from bomb strikes, stealth choppers, okay, getting shot by lasers. It's going to get crazy over there in the Middle East. Okay? So when it says slaughter, it literally means just that. Okay? People's going to be dying inside of tanks, inside of MRAPs. Okay? Tanks are going to be getting blown up with soldiers inside of it. Okay? There's going to be planes crashing into the battlefield with soldiers inside of them. Okay? The explosion from jets crashing into the ground is going to kill other soldiers. Okay? There's going to be people dying from sniper rifle shots, AKs. Okay? People being shot from lasers, shot from satellites in space. So it's literally going to be a great slaughter. So this is going to be the greatest war of all time. It's going in this generation, it's going to be the greatest war of all time of this generation. Okay? Because King David's war was bad, man. When you read the story on King David's war and the things his men were doing, those are some great men. So it says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out. Okay? Their slain also shall be cast out. What is that talking about? Blood and guts. Like, you know how like some people, they get shot so many times that their blood and guts just start to spill out of their body? Well, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be dead bodies lying all over the grounds over there in the Middle East with blood and guts just hanging out. Okay? Laying there, helpless. Okay? People getting blown to pieces. Okay? You might see somebody's arm there, but you might not know who it belonged to. You ain't going to have time to figure out who it belonged to, because you got to cover your own ass. Okay? So literally, their slain is going to be cast out. It says, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. Because when a dead body hangs around, when it lingers around for too long, it starts to rot and stink. Okay? Think of it as you bought like some chicken or some steak. Okay? And I'm not talking about some pre-cooked chicken or some pre-cooked steak. I'm talking about raw chicken or raw steak. Okay? Let's just say you bought some raw chicken or some raw steak, and you let it sit out. Okay? You let it sit out for about three or 4 days. Especially in the summertime, you know what's going to start to happen? It's going to start to stink. Okay? Milk, you know? Because milk, excuse me, milk has Milk is also organic. Okay, if you let milk sit out too long, or if you have milk for too long in the fridge, what starts to happen? It starts to go spoil and it starts to stink. Okay, because milk is raw. Okay, it's raw milk. So if you let it sit out too long, it starts to stink. It starts to reek. Damn chemtrails be messing around with my sinuses. All that mucus and shit. But so if you leave raw meat out too long, it starts to stink. So once a spirit leaves somebody's body and go back to the spirit world, and their body is just laying there, it starts to stink. And not only do it start to stink, but worms and parasites starts to come out of your corpse and starts to eat away at your body. Okay? So literally, their stink is going to come up out of their carcasses. Okay? And the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Okay? Now, it's not talking about, the blood is going to get so hot that the mountains is going to start to, the mountains is going to start to melt. Nah, man. It's talking about there's going to be so much bloodshed over there in the Middle East that literally, in some cases, soldiers is going to have to walk around in a pool of blood. Literally, the blood might come up past their knees. They got to walk through it just to get to a particular location. Okay? There's going to be puddles of blood everywhere. And some puddles of blood is going to be higher than others because of the craters made in the ground from explosions. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. Okay? And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Right? So, if you look at the mushroom cloud of a nuclear explosion from so-called outer space, right? When you look at the explosion, you see a pile of debris from the nuclear destruction spreading out across the sky. And literally, it looks like the sky is being rolled together as a scroll. Because a scroll is just something that can be rolled up and then unrolled. And literally, when you look at the mushroom cloud of an explosion, it literally looked like it's rolling together as it's spreading out. So literally, the mushroom clouds, the heavens rolling together as a scroll is talking about the explosion of nuclear missiles. Because after this conventional war of World War III, which is going to be fought with tanks and soldiers and jets and warships and other things, after this World War III is fought with soldiers and jets, MRAPs, tanks, war jets, and other things, guess what's going to happen? It's going to escalate into a nuclear war. Okay, and that's where the heavens rolling together as a scroll is going to come into play. Okay? Okay? Oh, I must have read over that. That's a good one too. It says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. And you know what that gets me thinking about when I read that? Let me get it. Here's the direct precept to that. Okay. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, Now, is that talking about when who the world called Jesus? His name is Yahushua. Is that talking about when he come back? He gonna have on a ski mask. He gonna be dressed in all black, and somehow he's gonna be trying to sneak his way into planet Earth and shit without being caught. Nah, man. That's talking about when Yahushua returns. It's gonna catch a lot of people unawares. Okay, a lot of people is gonna get caught off guard by Yahushua's return. You know why? Because how many people is expecting Yahushua to return? The majority of the people is now waiting on Yahushua, who is a dark-skinned man with white woolly hair and whose eyes was made red from wine. They're not waiting on somebody like that to come back. Okay, they waiting on the white meat. So guess what? When Yahushua do return, people is going to think it's some kind of alien invasion. People is going to be running, panicking, and then their judgment is going to be executed upon them. But it says, the which the heavens shall, 2 Peter 3:10, but the day of the Lord will come back as a thief in the night. Okay, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Okay, and it's going to be burned up through nuclear missiles. So the nuclear war is literally going to catch these people off guard. You know why? Because you average peons out here, y'all love bread and circus. Y'all love entertainment, especially our people. Okay, our people love entertainment. They love watching basketball. They love watching football. They're not really looking into the news. They're not really concerned with this word. They're not really concerned with prophecy. They're concerned with, okay, when I get home, I'm going to turn on some TV and watch some basketball or football, and then I'm going to go to sleep, go to work, come home, and do the exact same thing. And if he have a family, he might take his family out to the picnic. So guess what? When that day comes, it's going to catch people unawares. Because people think America is untouchable, and they think nothing bad or catastrophic is ever going to happen to this country. Okay, so, oh wait, I don't think I was done in there. So, let me go back to that. That was a really good scripture. So it says, the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Because think about it, metal is an element, okay? These metal trash cans that people use to throw shit away, that's made of elements. Even the very sidewalks, the very streets that people drive on, made of elements, okay? The chairs you sit in, made of elements, okay? These different seats that people can sit in while they're waiting for the bus, that's made of elements, okay? The street signs, made of elements, okay? Even the glass is made of elements, okay? Glass is made from sand, okay? Sand is an element, okay? The street lights that you people obey when you're driving up and down the street, made from elements, okay? These different bricks or mortars used to make brick buildings, made from elements, okay? Even the very vehicles you drive, whether it be a bus, a car, a truck, a van, a Jeep, made from elements. So these different elements is going to get melted. And these trees, these grasses, which are also made of elements, is going to get burnt up. The air is made of elements. That's going to get burned up. So if you thinking you're going to survive the nuclear destruction, you're wrong. Because the moment you call yourself trying to come out of your bunker, you're going to die from hypoxia because of the lack of air. You know, like Esau claims that when you go up into so-called outer space without and you take off your spacesuit while you're up there, you can get hypoxia. You know, he said it's because of the vacuum. You know, a vacuum is when there's no air in the surrounding area. Okay? But of course, there's no air. There's water up there, man. Okay? There's water. It's not outer space. Okay? Ain't no vacuum up there. It's all water, man. It is water, stars, different planets. Okay? But anyways, not to get off topic, there's going to be a vacuum here on this planet because the intense heat from the nuclear missiles is going to take away the air. So you ain't going to be able to breathe. So a lot of people is going to die from hypoxia. Which I don't know how you're going to be able to breathe when you're hundreds. I mean, unless you're like the so-called elites who have bases like literally thousands of feet within the earth, you're not going to be able to escape hypoxia. And they have built-in air systems down there. So you can have an underground bunker, but chances are the nuclear explosion is going to destroy your underground bunker. Okay? And if you're deep enough to escape the nuclear destruction, you're going to die by hypoxia while you're in your nuclear bunker. So back in Isaiah 34 verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens, okay. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall roll together as a scroll, and their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, okay? And that's an intercontinental ballistic missile, okay? A sword is just an instrument of death, okay? When somebody comes to your house with this sword drawn, what do you think they're intending to do? They're intending to either murder you or kill you. So guess what? The Most High ain't gonna have intercontinental ballistic missiles up in the sky as some kind of fireworks show, so you people can be mesmerized and excited. No, you're gonna have. Hey, shalom to that brother. Hey, shalom, Mop. Okay. The Most High is not gonna have intercontinental ballistic missiles, you know, up there in the sky and shit. So you people could be entertained. Nah, he gonna have intercontinental ballistic missiles up in the sky, so you people could be terrified and then destroyed. Okay? But you got some simple bird-brained Negroes who will be like, how can I be talking about a nuke? So what? You think the Most High is gonna have an actual blade just flying through the sky and shit? Like, come on, son. Come on, man. Come on, son. Okay, now it's talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, point blank period. Most High ain't gonna have no hundreds of thousands to millions of blades just soaring through the sky and shit. Nah. But he gonna have intercontinental ballistic missiles soaring through the sky. Hold on, I just want to make sure it's still recording. Okay, yeah, should be fine. Okay, he gonna have intercontinental ballistic missiles soaring through the sky. says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Okay? And so when the intercontinental ballistic missile is shut off, the first place it goes is up into the ozone layer of the Earth, where the least amount of gravity is. Because then this gives the missile, the intercontinental ballistic missile, the chance to take an advantage of the less gravity, and gives it causes the intercontinental ballistic missile to use less energy and fuel to travel from one place to another. So when these intercontinental ballistic missiles are shut off, they're gonna be soaring through the ozone layer of the Earth, and then when it's time for them to drop, they gonna fall. They gonna drop down like how you see them, and the tip of the nuclear warhead that's holding all of the other nuclear warheads, the tip of the capsule is going to come off, and then the many nuclear bombs which is inside there is going to come out and fall to their designated targets. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to those nuclear warheads are going to explode at ground zero and wipe out the masses of you people. Okay, and if you're not of the elect, you're not going to be delivered from that nuclear destruction. Okay? Only the elect is going to be delivered from that nuclear destruction. Okay? So it says it's going to come down upon Idumea. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. Okay? Which Edom goes back to the Hebrew word Adawam, which means red. Okay? So that's talking about you so-called white people who claim to be white. When you're not white, you're red. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Okay? Who are the people of the Lord's curse to judgment? That's talking about Esau. Okay? Because the so-called white nation is cursed. Okay? And they're going into slavery. So that's all I wanted to bring out from there. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. Okay? And what is that talking about? Okay, nation shall rise against nation. That's talking about the race wars, man. You know, and that's something we got to start covering a lot more. Okay, because Jake is still in that Uncle Tom shoe shining spirit. Okay, when their daddy Esau come around, oh massa, I gotta shine massa shoes so I don't get smacked. It says, so the race wars are coming. There's going to be a race war here in America, okay? And you huh?
Stop and see if you're okay.
Yeah, I'm just preaching.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just preaching the word.
Okay, honey. You have a good one. Be careful.
All right now.
God bless you, sweetheart.
I mean, I'm not out here talking to myself. I'm just preaching, you know? I'm just preaching the word, you know? But that's why the Most High require us to come out here, you know? We are made fools. We appear foolish to the world, okay? But guess what? The scriptures also say we are made a spectacle to the world, okay? Just because a brother is out there preaching doesn't mean he's talking to himself. He's preaching, okay? He's preaching to his elect. He's teaching. There's a reason why we have a camera out here, man. Okay, to record what we're preaching. Okay, and I'm talking to the brothers who are watching this video. there's going to be a race war here in America. And a lot of you Uncle Tom Jakes out there, who's in that massa, shoe shining spirit, in that day, you're going to turn on massa, okay? Hey, you're going to go from, sorry, massa, let me shine your shoes, to Nat Turner, fuck this shit, okay? Excuse my French. But that's what Most High, that's what the Most High is going to turn Jake into, okay? And a matter of fact, just real quick, I don't think I can find it though. Where it speaks about it speaks about it in Micah. In Micah chapter 7, let me see. Bear with me for one moment. Yeah, I can't find it, but it's in the book of Micah where it speaks about and they should be in the midst of them as a lion upon the sheep, because in that day the Most High is going to put a lion spirit on our people. You know, our people's going to be like a bunch of lions out here, because it's going to get to a point to where Jake is going to get fed up with these so-called unjust killings of our people. And the Most High is going to make Jake lose his shit out here on you so-called white people. So Jake is going to lose his shit. And he's going to go around and start massacring so-called white people. So the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp. A lion's whelp is a lion's roar. Okay? And believe you me, if somebody heard a lion roaring up close, you better best believe somebody is going to be screaming and running. Okay? Because a lion's roar is loud, man. Okay? When a lion roars, normally it either means one or two things, man. It means he's calling onto his pack, or he's about to kill somebody. Okay? So you can better understand. So a lion's roar is actually a warning. Okay? So it says, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. Who's going to be the prey in that day? Okay, the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, which are you so-called white people. Okay? You're going to be the prey. Says, from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion. Okay? What does it mean by he stooped down, he crouched as a lion? You know, like, so certain events will happen where Jake will, you know, he'll get all mad, he'll get angry. You know, he wants to start looting, rioting. He starts to loot, he starts to riot. You know, he starts flipping over trash cans, pushing over cars and shit, setting things on fire. But then the pacifier comes along, you know, and I'm not talking about an actual pacifier that you put in a baby's mouth. I'm talking about the pacifier, some punk ass dude, some punk ass nigga with a suit on who want to get on the podium talking about some. Remember what Martin Luther King said about non-violence? Meanwhile, this dude got a smooth face. He got a bald head. He wearing glasses, looking soft as hell, man. You know, that kind of dude. You know, talking about we gotta forgive our enemy. Well, did the policeman forgive that Israelite he shot? Did he forgive him? Did Zimmerman forgive Trayvon Martin? What about Mike Brown? Did the police forgive Mike Brown before he shot him? Okay, and I'm not sticking up for Trayvon Martin or Mike Brown or any other, you know, Israelite that has been shot by the police. I'm not sticking up for them. But what I'm saying is that when the pacifier get on that podium, he get to saying some shit that calm Jake down, and then Jake get to calming down, and then they go back to their regular, vain, simple life. Or it might not even be some Jake with a suit on. It might be Esau. He might. Hold on. Okay. It says it's still recording, so I guess it's just giving me warning that memory is getting low. Lord's will, man. I'm gonna find a way to increase the memory on that card. But yeah, man. You know, fucking Esau. You know, he might give that police officer a sentence. He might cause him to lose his job and give him paid leave. And our people are satisfied with that. You satisfied with a cop getting laid off with paid leave? You dummy. You damn dummies. You a bunch of idiots, man. Do you even know what paid leave is? It means they're getting paid just to sit at home and have a good life. So they're getting paid to sit at home and have a good life for killing your people, and you're okay with that. So Jake stooped down as a lion. Okay. So Jake stooped down as a lion. He crouches a lion, meaning eventually, he settled down. He calms down. He ain't in a riotous spirit no more of wanting to loot and burn shit. Okay. So he stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Because a lion, when he is old, he don't want to do anything. He just want to pop his lioness, have kids, and then go to sleep, and then eat if he have to. That's what an old lion, and that's the spirit that Jake is in. Jake just want to wake up, pop his woman, go to work, come home, watch some bullshit ass sports, and then go to sleep. So who shall rouse him up in that day? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to rouse him up. Okay, the Most High is the one that's going to put the Most High is the one that's going to put that lion spirit back in our people. The Most High is the one that's going to put that lion spirit back in our people. Okay, because it's going to take something tragic to happen that's going to make our people say F this crap and really start to wail on these so-called white people. Okay, because look at what Esau's doing right now. Okay, down there in L.A., the L.A. brothers, they was going into how Esau was going into Jake neighborhoods, going to Jake grocery stores, buying up all their food and stuff like that. Okay, so guess what, man? When the race wars happen, okay, I can see a lot of Jakes going into so-called white people neighborhoods, okay, breaking in their house, or their underground bunkers and taking their food, okay? Because really, the food that you so-called white people got stored up, that's not really for y'all. That's for the Lord's elect. Ultimately, Lord's will. So back in Matthew 24, verse 7. Hold on, let me make sure it's still recording. Okay. So Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, kingdom against kingdom. Like you got the kingdom of Russia rising up against the kingdom of America. You got the kingdom of Iran rising up against the kingdom of America. You got the kingdom of Turkey rising up against the kingdom of Russia. Okay, you got the kingdom of North Korea rising up against the kingdom of South Korea. So there's a lot of kingdoms rising up against each other. Okay, and it says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, famines. What is a famine? A famine is a shortage of food. Now, again, referring back to the LA brothers, they said that when they went into the grocery store, they said there was no. They said there was no. Yo, Jake is gone, man. They said there was no bread on the shelves. Now, I can attest to that because when I went to this grocery store down the street, I ain't seen no bread on the shelves, man. All the bread was gone. Like, people, and then the Walmart on Military Road, here in Niagara Falls, the Walmart on Military Road, they said that there was no food on the shelves. Like, all the toilet paper was gone. It was crazy in there. People were fighting. So, hey, when that time truly comes, there really is going to be a famine because a grocery store can only hold up to 3 days worth of food, and that's if there's not thousands of people running into the grocery store, stocking things on the shelves. I mean, not stocking things on the shelves, but stocking their grocery carts full of food. And then running out of the grocery store. Because if that happens, there ain't gonna be no 3 days worth of food in the grocery store. Okay? You might find little scraps here and there, but that's all there is. Okay? And that's also another way on how Esau could justify sending the National Guard in there, which is martial law, by the way, to keep things under control. You see that? Ordo ab chaos. Ordo ab chaos, which is Latin for order out of chaos. Okay? They first create a problem, and then the chaos pursues, and then they throw out a order, which a order is just a decree. That's why when something tragic happens, what happens, and then chaos breaks out, what happens? A decree is passed. A new law might have been passed. A new legislation might have been passed. So they create the problem. You people react to it, and then they give the decree, which the order. They give the decree, and that decree might be a decision because the word decree means a decision or a law. So they might pass a decree, and that decree might be, okay, more gun bans. Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to quarantine off this area. We're gonna have to quarantine off that area. That's a decree. That will be an order. They created this coronavirus, right? People's reacting to it, and what's the order? What's the decree? The decree is, we gotta start banning plastic bags. Oh, we gotta quarantine off this state. We gotta put that state on lockdown. We gotta put that state on lockdown. Okay, we gotta put a curfew. Okay, we gotta start making places close earlier. From now on, this place no longer closes at 10 o'clock. From now on, this place closes at 6 o'clock. Okay, that's an order. That's a decree. So it's not far-fetched for a pestilence to lead to a famine. So when a famine comes, what's going to be the order? What's going to be the decree? If you want to eat, you got to take the chip. And the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. So it says, famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And you know, the coronavirus obviously is one of the main pestilences that is happening in diverse places. Okay, the coronavirus is being heard about in Europe, obviously China. It started there. Okay, South Korea has it, North Korea has it, America has it. Okay, what other states have the coronavirus? Oh yeah, Iran has it. So that's an example of pestilences happening in diverse places. You know, and you know, now they're saying that this coronavirus can mutate into something else. And not only that, but it can also get through the blood-brain barrier and get into your mind, your brain, and just sit there. So even if you are so-called cured from this virus, it's still in your brain, you know. It can get into your body through your eyes, which is why they tell you, you know, if you have the coronavirus, do not, well, if you don't have it, but you might have it on your hands, don't rub your eyes, because it could get into your brain that way, okay? You know? And then they go on to say that the coronavirus also breaks down your immune system. So your immune system is getting broken down by this virus. It's constantly breaking down your immune system until it has no resistance to it. So you're going to tell me that the coronavirus is not a man-made disease? That's a man-made disease. What kind of disease is programmed to constantly break down your... Here it is, you have high resistance to the damn virus, but yet it's going to keep attacking your immune system until it has no resistance to the virus? That's a straight-up man-made disease. And that also goes into how the Lord said that, you know, in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Let me just get it real quick. Okay, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, right, where the Lord said that He would bring all of the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid, upon thee, even the ones that was not written in this book thereof. Because the viruses, which are not written in this book, are obviously man-made diseases. So let me just see if I can find it real quick. Bear with me for one moment. Lord's will, I can find it soon. Okay, here we go. So I'll just start at 58. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 58. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh thy power, then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful. Okay? Now, you might hear the word wonderful and think, because when people hear the word wonderful, they think that it's, oh, that's a good thing, you know? Like somebody might have got a promotion at a job. Oh, that was wonderful. You know, but people don't understand what the word wonderful means. I actually looked up the word wonderful, you know? And the word wonderful actually means like shocking, surprising, like, yeah, like shocking, surprising. So that's what the word wonderful means. The word wonderful means to be full of shock, to be full of surprise. You know? It means to be full of mesmerization, to be mesmerized. So the Most High is going to make these plague and these diseases mesmerizing. He's going to make them shocking, surprising. So people is going to be shocked or surprised when they hear about these other diseases. Okay? And on top of that, it's going to be shocking and surprising. Okay? It's going to be shocking and surprising when people see the effects of these diseases. There's certain diseases that literally eats away at your skin. Like I saw this one video on YouTube, half this guy's face was literally eaten away. You can see the inside of his teeth from the side of his face, because whatever disease he had was just constantly eating away at his skin. And people was taking like cotton swabs, and they were like they was treating the inside of his face and the flesh that was underneath his skin. That shit was nasty. But that's an example of the Most High making somebody's plagues wonderful. So don't be surprised when Esau start releasing diseases on this kingdom that literally eats away at your flesh. Okay? Your eyes might get eaten away by this virus, Your lips might get eaten away by this virus, Your fingers might get eaten away by whatever virus Esau plans to release next. So literally these diseases and these plagues which the Most High is going to bring upon the world, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be full of shock and full of surprise. Hold on, let me just have a look at something real quick. Okay, I'm an hour and 1 minute in. Okay, so I perceive that I'm getting ready to run out of memory real soon, so I'm going to get ready to close it up, but not now. So, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is going to bring wonderful viruses and diseases and the plagues to the entire world. Okay? Oh, that's right. I wasn't done in there. Hold on. Bear with me for one moment. Yeah, because last time this video cut off on me, it was right after I reached an hour and some change. So I don't want it to cut off on me without me doing a proper closing. So Deuteronomy 28, and let me get that again, because there's viruses out there that's not written in this book. Okay, so Deuteronomy 28 verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed. So there's a lot of people who have kids. Okay, your kids is going to get plagued with viruses and diseases. And a matter of fact, they say that this coronavirus could have a bigger impact on kids than adults, since kids have weaker immune systems. So check that out. Okay? Because I know when I was a child, I used to get a cold a lot, I used to get sick a lot. I used to cough and and all that other shit. But then as I got older, I started to get less sicker. Well, plus I also eat healthy too, I like to eat salads, and that's another thing too, Here it is, you Jakes out there, you Israelites, you're afraid of the virus, but look at what the hell you're eating. You're eating pork, you're eating shrimp, you're eating lobster, you're eating catfish. You're eating a whole bunch of garbage, clam. You're eating a whole bunch of garbage. But then you wonder why you're getting sick. You got to go to the hospital. You're old. You got gangrene. Your arm got to get amputated because you can no longer use it. Look at what the hell you're eating. That just goes to show you that a healthy diet can benefit you greatly in times like this, if you're of the elect. Because if you're not of the elect, it don't matter how healthy you eat. You're gonna catch this virus, the coronavirus. You're still gonna get sick, and ultimately you're gonna be taken by it. But if you're of the elect and you're eating healthy, and you're fighting to do the right thing, then the Most High is going to look out for you. He's going to protect you from this virus. Okay? So it says, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues,